we allow the human side to exercise too much control in our lives. You human. If you cut you, you bleed. You hurt. You get frustrated. You get tired. And the desire is to almost say, well, I'm only human. But you're not only human if you're filled with the Spirit. To be filled with the Spirit is to understand that you have the ability to do what others cannot do. The Spirit has a way of checking us. And we need to be checked. We need to be checked often. Because the flesh, the human side of the humando, that thing has to be buried. And it has to be buried over and over again throughout the day. That means you wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning, you know what I'm saying? You got to bury it. By the time you go through your day and hit midday, somebody probably don't work your nerves. And the human side of you ready to act a certain way. Some real folk now. The human side of you feeling something by 5 o'clock in the afternoon, your human side of you
Turn you up, Bishop.
is what now is taking the forefront by now. By 5 o'clock in the afternoon, the human side is I'm tired. The human side is I'm frustrated. The human side, I'm through with these people. I'm tired of these people. The spirit now has been pushed backward by 5 o'clock. Come on, somebody.
Right,
here,
that's
man.
true. You in rap on then.
Yeah, the spirit portion has been pushed back, and the human side now is alive again. And now you got to bury that. And if you don't bury it quickly, huh? Them skeletons in your closet
Come out.
are going to start walking out.
Amen.
And you're going to start some things about you that you really don't want folks to see.
Right,
It's going to
Bishop.
start rearing this ugly head.
Oh yeah.
Keep posting. That's right, Bishop.
Because you didn't remember humando. That human side of you,
boy, that
your humanity has to be buried. Now, this is what we call I'm tired tonight, so I'm how deep I want to go with this stuff tonight. Amen.
Here we go.
This is what we call paideia. The teacher y'all recognize what we call paideia. It's deep learning. It's not superficial academics. Amen. Y'all stick around long enough, you'll be ready for that master's degree. Help me get there. Amen. You will. I want you to get there. I want you to get. See, you shouldn't hear these things the first time inside of the classroom.
Right.
Because these are theological, biblical terms and things like that you really need to know that the church does such a bad job of being superficial. So we stay so superficial in the church that we don't ever feed the people the depth and the meat. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
This is what the Apostle Paul talks about when he's talking about, you know what I'm saying? I really want to give you some meat, but you're still on milk.
Come on, Bishop.
Paul says, I'm struggling here because I got some deep things. See, but the church, I start talking this stuff right here, that it's the deep things that Paul taught about, but we don't really deal with the depthness of what Paul taught about, because most people eyes water over and glaze over. They get, it's just like, you just lost me right there. And so my job, as I said on Sunday in Sunday school, is to now break it down in such a way that there's not only knowledge given, but there's an understanding. And so the reason why I'm taking much time as I am right now is because I don't want you just to hear a word and hear the knowledge and get the knowledge, but I want you to understand why it is important. You understand that?
Amen.
Once you get the understanding about something, then now it's up to you. Do you act wisely on what you've just been given or not? Right? Amen. So Padelia is talking about deep learning. That when you come to Bible study, and you come to Sunday school, when you come to the house of God, listen, that there should be a classroom in America that's deeper than the house of God.
Amen.
Depthness does not mean, ladies and gentlemen, that it's over your head. What it means, ladies and gentlemen, is we stop scratching the surface of the Word of God. And we dig deep. We go deep into the Word, and we do what we call, when we're talking in a corporate America, when I'm in Maryland and I'm talking about, let's look at some things, we call it a deep dive. We do a deep dive into things. And so instead of just looking at what documents are out there, let's look at why those documents are out there. What do the documents say? What do they mean? And what needs to go away? Mm-hmm. That's the only way you're going to learn what your real faith is. Because most people don't have real faith.
That's true. No, they don't. No, they don't.
All right, Bishop.
That's why people don't invite me too much. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to mess your faith up than what you think you got.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to shake you up. I'm going to shake you up because what you think you know, you probably don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've heard the same thing taught over and over again, and it never went deeper than that level. And so you missed something somewhere along the way.
Amen.
And when you finally have to look at some things, first of all, what it's going to do is make something die in you. Mm-hmm. Because anytime real learning takes place, something else has to be unlearned.
Yes.
That thing that has to be unlearned is a type of death. And any type of death calls for grieving. Mm-hmm. Y'all talk to me, somebody. I don't care what kind of death it is. Death calls for grief. So I don't care. It's like a parent who has a child, and you had, when that child was born, you had ideals and visions and hopes and dreams for that child. Right. Every parent has hopes, dreams, ideals, and visions for their child. They got these ideas. Nobody asked the child what the child wanted to be, but the parent in their mind is already set in their mind that my child gonna do this, my child gonna do that, my child gonna be this, my child gonna be. Every parent does that. It's not right or wrong. It's just the reality of being human.
That's right.
Would y'all agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
How many of y'all agree with that?
Amen.
A parent just gonna do that, and grandparents are worse.
Oh, yeah.
They worse. They got these ideals about it, but now watch this. But when that child grows up, let's just say, and God forbid this was to happen, because we're going to go back and see that we really teach or not. But let's God forbid that a child grows up and that child now gets involved in homosexual activity. And they say to the parent now, Mom, that's where I am. And I need you to accept me. What happens that we don't deal with, and maybe I'll write a book about this one day. I feel a new book here ready to come out. I just don't have the time to finish it yet. So I need to spend some time closed in and right. But when that child says that to that parent, the child has to understand that they just killed something in that parent. That was a type of death because the parent had dreams of walking you down the aisle. The parent had dreams of this big wedding. The parent had dreams of you know what I'm saying, having your children and doing that. Parent, from the day you was conceived, that parent has already began to think about these things. And their whole life that they grew you, they were thinking about it. What are these things? Oh, it's going to be. They don't imagine it. They don't plan it. I know you say, well, it wasn't their plan. But you, they child. That's what a parent is going to do. They think through all this stuff. And then you say, but this is where I am. What you just did was kill their dream.
Yes, come on with it.
And because you just killed their dream, it calls for grief. There's going to be a time of grief. You say, I don't know why y'all acting like this. Because you just killed something. And anything that dies I got to have time to come through the grief process. I have to have time to grieve that I ain't going to have what I thought I was going to have.
Right.
I got to have time to grieve the fact that what I thought ain't going to happen ever. And that right there is a tough pill to swallow. And you say, if somebody was to die, you tell them, you can't tell me how long to grieve. Same way. When something dies, whatever it is, you can't tell that person how long to grieve. Because everybody grieves differently. And everybody grieves for a different time period. Are y'all hearing me tonight?
Amen.
What you got to understand that paideia requires that something dies. That means something I thought I knew. Huh? That's what I struggle with as a pastor, brother. The thing I struggle with as a pastor, son, is that people come to church and I start teaching. And it becomes a battle between what they thought they knew and the new information that I'm putting inside. And it becomes now this wrestle with, what do I do with this old information? Because if he's right, this is what we start saying, if he's right, I don't know. That ain't the bad, hold it. That ain't the bad thing. That ain't the bad thing. That ain't even the bad thing. Not only have I been wrong, that means who taught me was wrong. And that's hard. Because now I got to wrestle with, did they try to do something wrong to me? Were they trying to hurt me? Were they trying to? And most of the time they weren't trying to lead you astray. They would give you the best that they had. They gave you what they knew. That's the best they could give you. So they didn't try to do something evil against you in most cases. I can't say that in every case. In most cases, because there are some who know what they're teaching is a lie and teach it anyway. Amen? So let's just clear that up. Amen? But most cases, they're not thinking about them trying to harm you. They just teach you because most of the time that teacher was your mama, your grandmama, your daddy, your uncle. It was somebody in your life who led you into where you were at, where you begin to get that information. So now for you to get new information that says that what they got is wrong and they happen to be still living is a struggle. Now, what do I do with this? Because I got it. Now, can I go back and give it to them? And they probably not going to listen to me when I go back and give it to them. Now that's going to be an argument. So what do I do, Bishop? How many of y'all have seen that struggle before? And you have to understand that when you come and you get saved, I don't repent, I've been baptized in Jesus' name. I don't receive the gift of the Holy Ghost with the evidence of speaking in other tongues, and the Spirit of God gave others, and you've been raised your whole life in Southern Baptist. Y'all ain't talking to me up in here now. And you've been raised Southern Baptist your whole life. You come home and tell your parent that I'm in this now. Your parent is going to now go off probably. They're not going to want to hear that right now because you just killed something in them. Because their family for generations probably been good old Southern Baptists. Talk to me somebody up in here. So now all of a sudden you should get this pushback. And as I just told you, something just died in them. And because something just died in them, you can't just get mad at them and just say, I don't care what they think. You should. Because they got to grieve. Because in the midst of their grief, you trying to tell them now you come and get it, they grieving. They don't want to hear nothing about come and get it, you just kill. That's what killed my child. That's what killed my relationship between me and my child. So I don't want none of that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Amen. Why? Because I see that as the enemy. And you got to give them that time to grieve. Does that make sense to you? Does that make sense? Anybody ever seen that workout play out like that? If you don't understand, you're going to give them time to grieve. You're going to try to force a square peg into a round hole. And it ain't going to fit. And it's going to do more damage than it's going to do good. What do you do, Bishop? you continue to grow yourself. You continue to get stronger, and you keep loving. Through loving kindness have I drawn thee. How was God drawn? Through love and kindness. All you got to do is be consistent. Oh, here comes the next problem. Our consistency is not always where it needs to be. We're not as consistent in our faith
That's right.
as we ought to be. So it's hard for a person to hear you when they see you.
Yeah. Better say it, Bishop.
It's very hard. I don't care how right you are. Your witness is damaged if you're not consistent in your faith walk.
Right.
If your faith walk is up today, down tomorrow, if situations cause you to go back to the old man, that human side of you, huh? The person you've been witnessing to, telling them the right thing about they need to get saved, and just shut you back down.
Yep.
Because they see you now as somebody just playing anyway.
Right.
They can't, God,
Come on, Bishop.
they can't trust your faith. They can't trust what you're saying because they keep seeing that every time situations change that are not pleasant for you, you jump out of what you just told me back into what I used to know you as.
Right.
Talk to me, somebody.
Right. Right.
You just told me how holy you were, and how anointed you are, and how good God is. And come on, somebody up in here. And then a situation came to rock you. And all of a sudden, you stopped being that person. And you became just who they thought you were. And then they say, I knew it. I already knew. I knew they weren't doing them playing games in that church no way. Now you're not only indicted, but your church indicted. The church that you attend now has got a bad name because of how you decided to live your life.
Right.
Talk to me, somebody. Now your pastor, who they don't know, is on the chopping block in somebody's mind because your pastor can't be teaching right if you keep doing wrong.
Right.
Okay, y'all talk to me now. Come on, somebody, because they're going to always equate it just like a parent to the child. When the child misbehaves in school, you know what they say?
The parent.
Y'all know
the
what they
parent
say.
fault.
They're going to go right to the parents. Come on, somebody. When that child get to acting up, they say they ain't got no home training. Okay, so when they act up spiritually,
They got no
They
money.
got no home training.
well, that church here they going to, they ain't got no home training. They ain't teaching them nothing down there in that church. I ain't going, and then you say to them, why don't y'all come and go to church with us next week?
I ain't coming.
They ain't gonna come.
I
I ain't going down there. Why? Because I know you go. And I already know how you are. And if the rest of them are like you are,
I ain't going.
oh, somebody else can go. I don't want to be a part of that.
That's right.
See how you kill your own witness?
Right.
See, that's why you got to bury that. You got to bury it. Listen, I'm telling y'all what listen, she said it best. I'm human. But I'm a spirit. I'm a spirit that dwells in a human body. You, with the Holy Spirit, are a spirit dwelling inside of a human body. The body is just a car.
That's it.
The spirit is the driver. Come on, y'all, talk to me somebody. The spirit is that which is in charge. Huh? The car, this shell is just the body that I walk
That's
around
it.
in.
That's it.
The car that I drive ain't in control when I get on the road.
That's right.
I'm in control of the car. If my car starts jacking and all this, something wrong with it, I got to put it in the shop and get it in order.
Right.
Because I'm in control of the car. It don't get to just jack and drive any way it wants to on the road.
Right.
Because I'm behind the wheel. So it is with your body. If you are a spirit, your body shouldn't just take you where it wants to.
That's right.
Your spirit, God,
That's right.
hey, sweetie. Your spirit ought to be in control. And your spirit, come on somebody, ought to pull your body back in line.
That's right. Line it up.
Huh? don't wanna act right, park it.
That's right.
Amen? That's what you do with a car, don't wanna act right, you park it.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? You park it for a little while. Put it on a fast. Huh? I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I ain't gonna feed you for the next 3 days.
That's right. You'll get
You
right
wanna
now.
act up like that? I ain't gonna feed you for 3 days. You ain't watching no TV for the next 3 days. Come on, somebody. You ain't on no social media for 3 days. You ain't gonna have nothing pleasant for you the next 3 days. What
gonna
you
get
gonna do
right.
is have nothing but pain and suffering until
get
you
right
learn
now.
to act right. I'm gonna park you. We don't wanna park that body.
You got to. You have to though.
I'm trying to tell you how to get it under control. You
have
got
to.
to park that body. You got to tell that body, since you want to be in control, I got to show you who really in control.
That's right.
What you do with a child when that child act up? You say, since you want to act like you grown, let me show you who grown around here.
That's
You know
right.
what we tell that child?
Show you
I'm
who
gonna
the
show
boss.
you who the grown person. That's what you got to tell your body. Let me show you who grown around here.
That's right, who
What you
boss.
gonna do to me? What you gonna do to me? What I'm gonna do is chastise you.
That's right. Line you up.
I'm gonna chastise my flesh by putting under subjection
That's
to
right.
the spirit. When you come off of them 3 days, guess what? That old thing will line back up for a while. It'll get so hungry, when you say, I'm gonna give you some chips, it'll be dancing. You almost have to stop yourself from shouting. Huh? It won't be long for you to get in the spirit then.
Right.
Because you don't got that body back in control.
That's right.
And told it who is in charge. The spirit is supposed to be in charge. Y'all with me tonight?
Amen.
And you don't need to wait on me to tell you to park it.
That's right.
Bishop ain't called a fast in a while.
Call your
Call
own
your
fast. That's right.
You didn't need me to put you on a fast.
Call
You
your
know
own
your body under
fast.
control, out of control. Huh?
Put it
You
on
didn't
the
miss it.
fast.
Well, I didn't think I really, well, what you about to cuss?
You better say it.
Body on parade.
What you just about to cuss?
That's right. Put it on
What that
fast.
random words get ready to roll off your tongue?
Come on.
It's saying to me that your tongue done got out of control again.
That's right.
Maybe you been
Fast.
feeding it too much.
Fast.
Put that, listen, let me tell you what you need to do. You need to park it.
That's right.
Huh?
Can't play with it.
You getting ready to act unseemly,
Can't play with it.
and you a child of God. You don't need the pastor to put you on a fast.
You put yourself on
You need to
fast.
put yourself under a fast.
That's right.
Jesus.
That's true.
You got
You got to tell your body. No, I know what to do about this.
That's right. We ain't for that go like this.
Don't make me cuss you out. No. It's been a long time since somebody almost made me cuss them out.
That's right.
Let me go tell you. And that wasn't when I had the Holy Ghost.
That's right.
That was before then. When I got it right for real. I used to be a cusser now. I used to be a terrible old foul mouth.
Ooh.
5 mile deep.
Thought it was the coolest thing in the world to slang the word.
Set it off, Bishop.
Huh?
Set it off.
I done got paddlers in school.
Talk
For
about
cussing. Teachers caught you cussing. You know what I'm saying? You go behind and go to the library and just lay down on the floor between the bookcases and just have myself a cussing party.
Bishop.
I was out there too. Just cussing, cuss everybody out. Foul mouth.
I agree with
Huh?
you, Bishop.
But when I got saved, it was the Holy Ghost for real.
Just wild. He might just
I spent
wild.
22.5 years in the United States Army with folks begging me to cuss them out. Won't you cuss them out?
That's easy.
We're going to make you cuss before you leave here. What do you tell me? We're going to make you cuss. You're going to cuss before you leave. Every time I left another unit, you know what they would say to me? They say, First Sergeant, why don't you just cuss us out and get it over with? You ain't got to just keep lecturing us. Yes, I do. I'm going to spend this hour lecturing. I ain't got no time. I got a long time to sit right here talking about what? Talking about Plato and Socrates. Come on, somebody up in here. I ain't got, listen, man, I got a long time. My mind is filled with facts and figures. Let's just talk about some stuff and why you probably shouldn't act like that. Huh? So then you're going to start doing? I'm going to get right. Why? Because I just don't want to be late. You know what happened when you start cussing folk out? after a while, they feel like they need to cuss you back out.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all ain't talking to me up
That
in
is
here.
so true.
Huh? Sooner or later, if you don't cuss them out long enough, when they get worked up enough, I don't care if they're a 12-year-old child.
They gonna cuss you.
They gonna get upset, you know, they gonna flame out one of them old cuss words that you don't use on them.
Yeah.
And then you gonna be looking like, where did that come? You know where it came from.
Exactly.
You know where it came from.
You know.
Jesus.
You say, I don't want them doing that. Then I tell you what to do. Change.
That's right.
Change is good.
You cannot expect different results if you keep doing the
Same thing. That's right.
We call that the definition of insanity.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that right? It's an insane person who just keep hitting that head on that wall.
Mm-hmm.
Ouch. Ouch. At some point you say, if I hit my head, it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Let me stop hitting my head. If you don't make the change, you get the same results. Y'all with me?
Amen.
Let's go. Let's go. That right there. Stop making what?
Excuses.
Because the human side of us is full of excuses.
Oh yeah.
I wish y'all would talk to me tonight. The human side of us is full of excuses. We make excuses for everything.
For everything.
We make excuses about why we don't want to go to church.
Oh
I didn't
yeah.
make church because of, that's an excuse.
Just excuse.
Did you read your Bible this week? Well, I plan on it, but that's an excuse. Have you been praying like you're supposed to be praying? I've been trying to, but
Just tell the
that's a
truth.
what?
Excuse.
Let's go to Romans chapter 1. Romans chapter 1, verse 20. The apostle is talking. Apostle writes here in Romans chapter 1, verse 20. It's good stuff here.
Verse 20.
Oh, yeah. Romans chapter 1, verse 20. Romans chapter 1, verse 20. Let's turn there quickly. You ready? Not yet? Let me give you just a quick moment, another moment. All right, Hannah. Let's settle down now. Ain't gonna be one preacher tonight. One preacher while I get him a chance. Okay, sweetie? Okay? Romans chapter 1, verse 20. Say amen if you have it.
Amen.
All right, we're ready. Let's read.
For the invisible things, for the creator of the world.
Stop.
Amen.
Stop.
Okay.
When we're going to read the word of God, we're going to read the word of God. We're going to read it with passion. It's the word of God.
You can see.
The word of God, it is life. Which means that if you're going to read it, you should read it with life. Oh, Bishop, I'm tired. That's an excuse. There ain't nothing but an excuse.
That's it.
Amen.
Amen.
You tired? Amen. I guarantee you, look around the room, that mother was tired.
That's
All
right.
in, Bishop.
I guarantee you, you ain't the only one in the room tired right now.
Amen.
Amen. Romans chapter 1, verse 20. Read.
For the invisible
For
things,
the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are
clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse.
So that they are without
Excuse.
So they are without
Excuse.
That's what God is trying to do. Take away every excuse from us. There comes a point in your walk with God that you got to grow up
That's right.
and stop making excuses.
Amen.
There comes a point in every relationship that you have with anyone
Stop making excuses.
that you got to stop making excuses.
That's right.
There comes a point in your own personal life. If you are going to be successful and take advantage of every opportunity, as I preached on Sunday, if you're going to be successful and take advantage of opportunities that come your way, the only way you're going to be able to do so is you're gonna have to stop making excuses. As long as you make excuses, you set yourself up for failure. Y'all ain't gonna talk to me now. As long as you make you have got to get to the point where Bishop Thompson called, you've got to stop giving yourself a way out.
Amen.
Yeah, listen to what I'm telling you all. You got to stop giving yourself a way out, a get out of jail free card.
That's
You
right.
got to stop providing yourself with that. We accept the excuses that we tell ourselves. Come on, somebody up in here. And the more you accept those excuses, the less successful you're going to be at doing what you're supposed to be doing. You cannot keep making excuses about why you don't do certain things.
Amen.
For every good reason that you didn't do it, there was a better reason for you to do it.
Right.
For every good reason that you come up with, instead of Bishop, this, I'll tell you that's a good reason. But there was a better reason for you to do it anyway.
That's right.
So what your good reason wasn't nothing but an excuse.
That's it.
It was a good one, but it was still an excuse.
Right.
Come on, somebody up in here. Oh, y'all, come on, somebody. The Bible says you got to be so that they are without excuse. My job as your pastor is to kill your excuses.
That's right.
So when I say to you,
Got one right now.
you said, Bishop, I just don't know. I just don't feel myself getting stronger. I said, have you been reading your Bible?
No.
Well,
Just tell the truth.
Wow.
Just tell the
That's
truth.
it.
your excuse.
Just tell the truth.
Your excuse is causing you to not have the results you say you want. Y'all ain't talking to me. You say you want to be stronger in God, but you're not doing what it takes to be stronger in God.
That's right.
And then you're acting like God don't want you strong.
Right.
Like it's God's fault that you didn't get stronger.
Right.
Bishop.
You had the opportunity to read. You had the opportunity to pray. If you fail to do that, then you should not, amen, be alarmed or surprised that you got weaker instead of stronger.
Talk about us. Talk
You
about
haven't
us,
spoken
Bishop.
tongues since you got the Holy Ghost.
Ooh, Jesus.
Yep.
When the Bible says that when you pray in an unknown tongue, you build yourself up in your most holy faith. You build your holy faith up praying in the Holy Ghost. When you pray in the Spirit, it builds you up. But you don't know the last time you spoke in tongues, and you sure don't know the last time you prayed in them. And I say, well, why haven't you been speaking in tongues? You ain't been well, I didn't want to be playing. So now you let the devil get to your mind and tell you that when you speak in tongues, you're playing games.
Right.
Someone up in here. Huh? So now he shut you down. Huh?
Right.
So you let the devil give you an excuse for not praying in tongues. And you took it. Huh?
And ran with it.
Come on.
Jesus.
That's real.
You have got to grow in your faith. That you do the things that'll help you be successful.
Right.
If you want to be successful, you've got to do successful things. So my job is to take away your excuse. Bishop, you just don't understand. And I never will.
That's it.
If it's going to excuse your behavior that's not in line with the results you told me you want, in order for me to accept that result, is not to do my job as a pastor for you. Y'all ain't talking to me up in here.
Right.
If you tell me you came to church and you want me to help you to grow, you want me to help you to get better, you want me to help you to get in God, get to the place in God where you want to be at, then I cannot accept your excuse when you get it to me.
Right. Right.
I've got to give you back your excuse and say, put that back up. And let's do it. Let's do what we're supposed to do, and you'll get better.
Right.
The human side of me would be understanding.
Right.
The human side of me said, well, they have been working all day. I mean, you know, people get tired. The pastoral side of me says, get to church.
That's right.
In a heartbeat.
Y'all ain't talking to me.
Right.
The pastoral side, they gonna-
Get your church,
But
please.
Bishop, people, you've got to get a break. Well, I'm a person.
That's right.
I need a break. But I'm gonna take one after I finish this church.
That's right.
Y'all talking to me up in here right now?
That's right.
See, I'm not stronger than you. God, that's good right there.
That is.
I'm not better than you. Stop making preachers bigger than life.
Come on.
All right,
The
Bishop.
preacher ain't better than you.
Walk down
The
the
preacher
lane.
ain't got no Holy Ghost than you.
Come on.
The preacher ain't got a different anointing than you.
Come
All
on.
right.
There ain't but one Holy Ghost, y'all.
That's right.
There ain't but one anointing, y'all.
Yep.
The same Holy Ghost that I got. If you got the Holy Ghost, we got the same one.
That's right.
Come on, Bishop.
If you are anointed, we got the same anointing. There is not a different one for the preacher and another one for the saint.
That's right.
Now, talk to me, somebody
That's
up in
right.
here. The difference is I choose not to make excuses.
That's right.
Right.
I choose not to accept what my mind tells me. I choose not to go the way my body tells me. I choose to get up and not stay down.
All right.
I choose to be happy and not stay sad. I choose to be healed and not walk in sickness.
That's right.
I choose.
All right,
I got to make a choice.
That's right. It's a choice.
They told me that you're gonna be down for this long. You're gonna listen. They've been telling me about sickness since I was a little boy. Huh? When I was a little boy, 9, 10, 11 years old, they say you got a heart condition. You got to live with it the rest of your life. You ain't gonna be able to do nothing. You can't run. You can't jump. You can't play. You can't do what other little boys do. They used to keep me in the hospital. Talked about it earlier today. 3, 4, 5 weeks at a time. Up under lines and stuff hooked up to your body like a guinea pig.
Yes, they do.
Talk to me, somebody up in here.
They do it.
They did a test on the heart that I ain't never had. Every test they can run on the heart. I don't probably have them 12, 13 times each. Huh? They told me you can die any moment. You go out there and start running, you fool around here and die. Don't do it. See, now they're trying to give me fear. But I need to walk like this. God has not given me
All
That's
right.
right. It's
the spirit of
fear.
fear. But He's given me power.
Give us
What kind of power He done gave me? I got power over sickness. I got power over affliction. I got power over every disease. I choose to be healed. With His stripes, I was healed.
That's
and
right.
if He gave me the healing, I choose to accept the healing.
Yes. Come on, Bishop.
I choose that. So what I do? I went into the army.
All right, Bishop. Come on.
I did the very opposite of what they told me. They said you're going to die if you do that. I went out there and ran 12, 13 miles. Come on, somebody, 2 or 3 times a week. I rucksacked 25 miles. I walked up
Bishop.
mountains. I jumped out of helicopters. I did all kind of crazy stuff for over 22 and a half years. And guess what? I ain't dead yet.
That's right, Bishop.
See, most people don't want to accept this because you done gave yourself an excuse to stay sick.
That's
Yes.
it.
That's it,
That's
Bishop.
it. Looking crazy. All right, Bishop.
Oh,
All
God.
right,
You're going to say to me, but Bishop, everybody ain't the same. You got the same Holy Ghost.
That's
All
right.
right. All
The
right.
same word that's in your Bible is in my Bible.
Come on.
But I choose to walk by faith
And
and
not
not
by
by
sight.
sight.
That's
I
right.
choose to believe that if it's written,
Give him
it
this
is
word
so.
back. Give him this word back, Bishop.
Y'all ain't talking to me up
That's
here.
right.
See, I don't wrestle with folk all over the world. You just don't understand.
That's what they say.
I just don't want you sick.
That's right.
I don't want you afflicted.
That's right, Bishop.
So I can't, you know what I did? I believed myself out of a heart condition. I tell you what somebody told me. I'm talking about, since I got in the military, ain't nobody ran a test on me and said, you got mitral valve prolapse. Not one test. You know why? Because I believed different. So I had different.
All right, Bishop. That's a good word.
When the doctor told me recently, he said that, you know what I'm saying, you can't walk, you're gonna have to, she told me you ain't gonna be able to walk for these 8, 10 weeks, whatever the case must be, yah. Okay, doc, I got what you're saying, but I don't believe it. Why? Because I believe that I'm healed.
All right, Bishop.
Come on, somebody. Within a week, I started feeling it. Within 2, 3 weeks, I said, Lord have mercy. Man, please, I'm good. Huh?
That's right.
I'm focused up. When I went back to the doctor around that 4th week, the doctor said, I might as well take you out the boot and release you then. No. I said, I think you might as well. Come on, somebody up in here. You ain't gonna keep me down like that. Why? Because I believe myself to be well. You got to have a mindset where you believe yourself. I'm not giving myself an excuse of staying sick.
Amen.
Come on, Bishop.
They say, well, asthma running your family.
Oh, well.
So now we're going to use the excuse that it's a family thing.
Right.
Sure do.
And you can't do that about genetics, Bishop. So, y'all ain't with me.
That's what they say now.
You can't do nothing about genetics, Bishop, because it's running the family. Now we got kids won't leave the house because we don't told them, you know what our family got.
Nothing.
Uh-uh.
Nothing. Bye.
So they said you
ain't
ask
never.
your family, grandmama got it, granddaddy, your mama got it, your sisters and brothers got it. Y'all know how bad that asthma is for y'all, so they diagnosed me with asthma. Say you're gonna be short of breath. Amen?
Amen.
And when I went out there and started running and stuff, I did get short of breath. But then I learned how to breathe.
That's right.
I thought y'all ain't talking to me.
That's right.
But then I learned how to breathe. I had to discipline my body. God, I feel
you have to
do. I had to discipline my body that let my body know you ain't in control.
That's
so I
right.
had to make it be a mind over matter.
That's
mind
right.
over matter. It was mind over matter.
That's
so
right.
my mind had to now take control of my breathing. So now when I ran, I would have to be conscious of my breathing.
Yeah.
So I could recognize that I need to breathe like this, slow my breaths down. Take breaths in at certain places. Come on, somebody up in here.
Right.
What did it do? It kept me from having to hit that pump.
Yep.
Right.
Y'all
Y'all, I know everybody want to hear this tonight.
Come on, Bishop.
You messing with us now, Bishop. You trying to act like you don't want me. I just want to stay sick. I'm just telling you, can be healed.
That's right.
I'm saying to you, I want you healed. Now, sickness is not from God.
Nope.
No, it's not.
Now, I had somebody in church argue with me one time. They were arguing because I didn't say nothing. I just said the word and let it go. Somebody argued with me and said, you know, sometimes, you know, God give you these sicknesses just to get you back in. God ain't never gave you no sickness.
Nope.
That's what they say, Bishop.
You can't tell me the good God, your Father, will put a disease on you. Let's talk. Watch this. For the invisible things of Him, from the creation of the world, clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made.
Yeah.
How do I understand spiritual things? By natural things. If you're going to understand God, then you got to understand some natural things. Naturally, there's not a parent in here. Just because your child is acting a fool, you ain't going to say, I tell you what, you're going to get cancer. Ain't no parent going to put cancer on their child. No matter how bad that child is acting.
Right.
Talk to me, somebody. There ain't a parent in here. You ain't going to look at your child and say, one of the most dreadful diseases out there, I want you to have this incurable disease because you've been bad. You're going to put a belt on them.
That's right. That's right.
This is the one. But you ain't going to give them something like that going to kill them.
Nope.
Okay, that is understanding, come on somebody, the invisible by the visible things. So I understand how God operates because He created me in His image.
Right.
If I'm not going to do that, then don't tell me because you've been acting up. You done been in sin. Come on, God just gave you, no, God didn't give you it.
God didn't do that.
They'll tell you that.
Daddy didn't give you a sickness.
No, he didn't.
Right.
Huh? Now Daddy man warned me
Yeah.
and let me go on out there and do what I was going to do, and I
Yeah.
got some sickness on
That's
me.
it.
Right.
But Daddy didn't give me that.
Nope.
And what does Daddy want? He want me healed.
That's right.
Because if my child is sick, I don't care how bad y'all talk about him.
That's right. I want my child.
Call my son anything you want. That boy's terrible. He's this. You say whatever you want to say. But it's not.
Whatever.
That's right.
That's right.
And if I got the ability to heal him,
I'm
I'm
I'm going to heal my son.
All
That's
right,
right.
Bishop.
Now y'all can talk. If I was him, I'd have let him went on through. Well,
No,
you
you
do that to
don't.
yours.
That's
But for
right.
mine, if
Yeah,
I got
hello.
the ability to heal him, I'm healing him.
That's
Right.
right.
Bishop, you about to make me wrong.
What is God going to do? If he got the ability to heal his child,
He's going
what do you think God want to do? He
Heal.
want to heal you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you ain't got to stay sick.
That's right.
Now stop making excuses for yourself.
Come on, Bishop.
When you wake up in the morning, your head start hurting, do what I do. Say there ain't nothing but another headache.
That's it. That's it. Move on. That's it.
I've been messing doctors up for a long time, you know what I'm saying? They can't deal with a man of faith like me. I blow their mind. They love me now. Talk to them. My doctors love me. I talk to them, but I'm for real. I've been seeing neurologists over 17 years. I've been to the best neurologists they got around. I've been all over the world seeing neurologists. The best one of the best one they got downtown right now, Dr. Mashinsky. That man is known worldwide. They fly, he flies. They don't fly, he get his own plane and fly. To go around the country to help people with headaches and stuff. Dr. Mashinsky, he took care of me for over 3 years. Huh? This is what he said. He said, with the headaches you have and the way you have them and the frequency you have them, I don't understand how you can get up and do nothing. You really shouldn't be able to get out of bed. He said, I don't even understand this. He said this to me. You know this thing? You remember wrong. And he said, you are one out of a million. Your headaches are so bad, and the condition that you have with your migraines, one, is more apt than a woman would have it. And two, there's nowhere in the world a person should be able to deal with what you're dealing with. Listen, how do you do it? You know what I told him? I said, I get up, I pray. And I tell myself, I got to live. I ain't got no time to sit here down like this. I can't let this headache get the best of me. I got to get up and I got to live. And if I got to live, I might as well live happy.
That's
Y'all
right.
ain't talking up in here. I'm not going to be upset. Does it hurt? Oh, it hurt right now. Tell you the truth, I'm hurting all the time. I preach, I'm hurting. Come on, somebody. I be hurting so bad sometimes, praise be to God, but I preach myself through it.
That's right.
Huh? I'm saying, I know the devil don't like this. I preach myself through it.
That's right.
I get up and I walk myself through it. I move myself through it. I say to myself, it's a headache.
That's it.
It ain't the first one I had.
Won't be the last.
Well, it won't be the last one I got to have. I have them every day. Most people gonna shut down. I ain't shutting down. I got too much life to live. I got too much life to live. You know what I tell you, amen? So all of the sickness and affliction that come my way, I just choose, ladies and gentlemen, not to make it an excuse.
Amen. Amen.
What you got to do, Bishop? You got to stop blaming others.
Yep.
There's some things that you got to stop blaming everybody. Okay, I'm not telling you bad stuff didn't happen. Let me just say that because I don't want anybody to feel as though I'm saying to you that your reality is not real. Your reality is very much real. I recognize that. But there comes a point when you got to stop letting that control you.
Amen.
There comes a point when you got to stop blaming everybody else for what condition you in.
Amen.
I'm not telling you that what you're telling me about what people did, said, or how they treated you is not a reality. It is. Embrace it, say it, got it, own it, now let it go.
That's right.
Get up. Get yourself up. And say, I won't let them destroy me.
That's right.
I won't let somebody else have that kind of control over me.
Amen.
I won't let somebody else keep me from my success. I won't let, whatever they did. Huh? That's why I don't run around talking about, man, you know, the white folk keep you down. He can't keep me down.
Sure can.
He can't keep me down. He might keep another one down, but it won't be this brother.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm telling you right now, man? I'm going to sit right next to him. When he gets successful, I'm going to get successful.
That's right.
I don't think you do it.
I'm not going to you. Well, you know how they treat us. I know how they treat us, but I also know how to get around how they treat us.
That's right.
You got to learn successful.
Amen.
You can either sit there making excuses and blaming everybody else, or you can get yourself together and get up and say, I'm tired of being here.
That's right.
Amen.
Okay. I got to lay my head to it. Stop blaming others. Number two, take responsibility.
Come on now.
Take responsibility for your own life.
Own it.
When me and my wife got married, we was young kids, 18, 19 years old. Kids. Can I tell you? We moved within a year. We moved from Alabama to Texas with 2 children. Huh? We never been outside of Alabama. Didn't know anything about going outside Alabama. But we got a U-Haul truck, put all our stuff in it, and we drove from Alabama to Waco, Texas. We didn't have no GPSs then.
That's right.
We had paper maps.
That's it.
We had that piece of paper, and my wife, I draw it on there and tell her this is what point we got to be at. We're going to stop here, we're going to stop here. And I sit her over there and I teach her, I taught my wife how to read that map. And I got in that truck and I just drove the truck. I said, okay, honey, we should be where, but in a few minutes, she'll say, we should be coming up on this road. Okay, that's what I know. We fought 18, 19 years old. We ain't got nobody else. And the day we left home was the day we stopped asking our parents for anything.
That's right.
I ain't asked my parents for nothing else out there. When I left, I left.
That's it, Bishop.
I knew they didn't have nothing. What I'm going to call them and ask them for what they ain't got?
All right, Bishop.
That means they got to try to pull from somewhere they ain't got it to help me. So I ain't going to ask them because I love them too much to put them in a situation where they got to feel bad when they can't do for me. What you gonna do? Me and my wife sat down, we were praying and flow together, and we would talk to God and say, okay, God, we don't know what to do next. You got to show us. You got to tell us where to go and what we got to do. Come on, somebody up in here. And we got out there and we made it happen. In other words, we took responsibility for our own life.
That's right. You got to.
These are our children. It's our job to feed them. These are our children. It's our job to put diapers on them. It's our job to clothe them. It ain't nobody else's job because then nobody else lay down.
All
We
right,
raise these children. It's our responsibility.
That's right.
God, y'all ain't gonna like this.
That's right. That's the truth, Bishop.
You take responsibility.
That's right.
For it's yours. It's your life. What do you want your life to be? You can either keep blaming others or you can take responsibility for your own life. Number 3, after you take responsibility, take some action.
Take action.
You got to do something.
Yep.
I get tired of folks just sitting around talking about it. This pie in the sky. You know what I'm going to do? When?
What's your plan? That's right.
Once I finish my associate degree, have you even signed up and looked at any colleges? No. So when you going to get there? I'm going to get there when? Because that ain't, you got to, listen, you got to put time in this stuff. You got to give yourself a time limit. You got to say by the end of this year, I want to have X, Y, Z. If you never put time to it, it ain't nothing but a fantasy. Y'all ain't gonna like me up in here. If you don't ever put time on it, it's just a fantasy. You just talking a good talk, but you ain't taking no action yet.
Right.
You got to get up and take action. Number 4. You got to learn from your mistakes.
Yep.
You got to stop repeating the same mistake over and over again.
That's right.
Amen. That's it.
Because by the second, third time, it ain't no mistake no more.
It sure ain't.
That's a conscious choice you making.
It's what you want.
That ain't no mistake no more. Let's stop lying to yourself. Stop giving yourself that excuse. Because
That's
you
right.
didn't make a mistake.
Right.
That's a choice.
Don't get on TV. Well, they made a mistake. No.
That was a choice.
How that was a mistake? That's the 5th time they got caught doing it.
Come on.
The 5th time they got caught doing it wasn't no mistake. That was a choice,
That was
man.
a choice.
They made a choice, knowing the consequences of the
Yep.
choice. Now they hope somebody is going to save them from the bad consequences of their bad choice. Y'all, come on, somebody. Somebody up in here. Huh?
That's it, Bishop.
At some point, you have to start learning from your mistakes.
Right.
That's right.
Just because you crying don't mean nothing.
That's right. Nothing.
My foot.
I'm just telling you, tears don't move God.
Sure don't.
And if you really want to know the truth, they don't move me.
Sure don't.
It don't.
You get the crying and all this, I'm gonna still go right back to the word.
That right.
You know I love you now.
It's all right.
You know I love you. Wipe your eyes. Let's let them talk.
Yeah.
I mean, don't sit up sitting up here just snotting all over the place. At the end of the day, did you learn from the mistake that you just made? I can't save you from it. I just can't lie to you and tell you, well, that old devil busy.
No, it
No, you ain't.
Not unless you the devil.
That right.
Come on,
The only way the devil got busy was you the devil. Now you
on.
calling yourself the devil.
Come on.
Because you did that.
That's right.
And it was the first time you did that.
It was a
you
choice.
did it again.
That's real talk.
You
A
just
choice.
made a choice to do that.
That's
And
right.
now you got to deal with some bad consequences.
That's right.
right, Bishop.
You
Talk
better
about
say
it.
it, Bishop.
Consequences
Talk
and
about it.
repercussions.
What that mean,
Yes,
Bishop?
it is.
That mean I got to start making excuses now.
That's right.
No more excuses. No more excuses. Where my glasses at? No, I can't see. Listen, I'm gonna talk to you about a couple of people who didn't make excuses. Maybe y'all heard about Walter Carr. I don't know if y'all heard him recently. Walter Carr. When an Alabama college student, car broke down, the night before his first day at a new job, there was one thing he knew he wouldn't do. Not show up. See, because some people would have made an excuse, say, my car broke down, so I ain't gonna be able to be there the first day. But you know what he did? He walked to work.
20 miles. Yeah.
After he asked someone for a ride, and it fell through, Walter walked all night. This is where we live at. He walked from Homewood down to Pelham. This is where First Lady lives at. We know this distance. I done drove that distance. Years I done drove that distance. You understand me? That ain't no short little walk. That kid walked 20 miles from Homewood, Alabama to Pelham, Alabama. He needed a job at the moving company. Even though his phone told him it would take 7 hours for him to get there on foot.
Was determined.
But he didn't make an excuse.
That's right.
Well, I asked y'all, well, why didn't you go to church? Why didn't you go to work? Well, the car didn't work. Well, they just work a mile down the road.
That's right. Walk. Just walk.
They could have walked that way.
Yeah.
I used to walk on
I used to walk 7 miles back and forth to school.
There ain't no excuse.
I walk to school in the morning, get off from school, go to band practice, get out of band practice, go up to the University of Montevallo where I worked in the kitchen washing dishes, pots and pans. I wash them dishes, I get off at 10 o'clock at night, I call my dad from the kitchen, say, Dad, I just got off. He said, okay, hit it. That means hit that road.
That's right.
He ain't coming to get you. He said, I know how long it's supposed to take you to get here. 10 o'clock at night, I hit the road, I knew my path, I walk down through here, make this cut up in here, come over the hill, hit the railroad track, walk through the track, come up the hill, come over to the house. Shouldn't take me no longer than about 35, 45 minutes to get home. Anything longer than that, my mom and dad come and look for me. You want the job?
That's what you gotta do.
Cause, see, my mom and dad didn't have money. When I was in high school, they couldn't buy class rings,
That's right.
senior portraits, cap and gown.
That's right.
My parents didn't have that money. And I didn't want my dad and mama to feel bad, so I didn't even ask them. I knew before I became a junior in high school that my mom and dad weren't gonna have the money to buy me the stuff these other kids had.
That's right, Bishop.
So what did I do? I said, Mom and Dad, can I get a job? They said, yeah, but we ain't coming to get you because we can't afford to be coming up and down the road burning gas. They said, if you get a job, you better keep your schoolwork up. Them grades better not slip. You better be where you're supposed to be at. Come on, somebody up in here, man. Huh? And I did just what they told me to do. I didn't make an excuse. Walter didn't make an excuse. He walked 20 miles because the first day of work, he said, I got to be there. I need this job. Now watch how God blesses. Because he did it. When he got to work, the owner of the company found out that boy walked to work like that. Took him to the car lot and bought him a brand new car. By the time the week was over with, Walter had scholarships Come on, somebody. And grants to go to any college you wanted to. Full ride paid for. Come on, somebody up in here, amen. Because people respected the fact that he didn't make an excuse.
That's
That
right.
was a young man that could have made an excuse, but
he
instead of making an excuse, he made a way. He got up and he did what he had to do. Come on, somebody. And people saw what he did, and they said, no, if that kid does that, that tells me he wants a job.
That's
he
right.
wants to try to do the right thing. And if he wants to try to do something, we're going to do everything we can to help him.
That's right.
That's what happens when you stop making excuses. Hold on. Shaquille Griffin. Some of y'all probably heard of him.
Oh, yeah.
Football player. Just got drafted this past season. For the Seattle Seahawks. Has a twin brother. His twin brother was already out there. Think about him. Look at the picture. He only had one hand.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, somebody. When he was in college, they couldn't stop him. He was the baddest thing on defense out in college. That's across the board. When it came time for the draft, people said, do you think they're going to draft him? Can he be drafted? I mean, can he do it in the NFL? Because they ain't never had somebody with one arm get drafted into the NFL. Today, he's a rookie linebacker for the Seattle Seahawks. Not only is he a rookie linebacker, come on, somebody up in here. But when his coach was asked whether Griffin will replace an injured player who was the starter on the lineup, the Seahawks coach, Pete Carroll, said, yes, he will. You know what he's doing? He's a starter on the Seattle Seahawks right now. He was defensive player of the week 3 times this year already with one hand. Now, some people have got 2 hands, and they ain't doing nothing with it. He got one hand, y'all, and that one would not allow his one hand, his disability, to be an excuse for him not succeeding. You can't allow that to make you not succeed.
Come on.
One hand, and that boy out there, he a millionaire, walking around with chains, money in his pocket. And he's one of the most humble young men you ever meet. When I interview him and talk to him, he says, I always push myself because I never want anybody to say that I got it because I have a disability. That's what I'm talking about. Stop making excuses for yourself. Well, you know, I just don't feel that good.
You better look. That's an example right there.
That man got one hand.
That's right.
His parents say that when he lost his hand, because he was born with 2, and he lost his hand when he was young, his parents say that they decided just at that particular point, they would not allow him to make excuses for that disability. So they treated him just like his twin brother. If his twin brother wanted to play something he wanted to play, they let him. They never tried to hold him back and say, well, you know, you shouldn't do this, you can't. They pushed him. And today, he's an NFL star on the Seattle Seahawks. Y'all ain't talking about that. This is what I'm talking about, what happens when you stop making excuses. Let me give you one more. This just last week. Justin Gallegos. Maybe y'all saw this on TV recently. Justin Gallegos, look at him. You can tell something is wrong. Justin has cerebral palsy. He's on the track team at the University of Oregon. He runs cross country. He's a cross country runner. Not just out there running as in a disability league, he's running with the regular athletes. You hear what I'm telling you right now? He's doing what they said he couldn't do with his disability. Cerebral palsy. Look at him coming across the line.
Yeah.
And when he comes across, he's so drained, he just falls on the ground and get up the next day ready to run again. They've been watching him for a little while do this. He's been so successful at what he's doing that last week he became the first person with cerebral palsy to receive a professional athlete contract from Nike. Nike gave him a full contract. Do y'all hear what I tell you right now? He is a professional athlete on a paycheck of Nike now. You know why? Because he didn't make an excuse for his disability. Come on, somebody up in here.
Amen.
People recognize when you stop making excuses.
Yes, they do.
People get tired when all you do is make excuses. God, y'all, I just said something just now. People get tired of listening to you make excuses. People get tired of helping folk who always making excuses. But if you stop making excuses and you keep showing people that I'll do whatever it takes, I'm willing to push myself, people will step in. You'll be amazed at the folk who will come around to support you if you just don't give up on yourself and you stop making excuses.
Come on.
Right.
Teach it.
But I tell you, the reason why so many people in your life get frustrated with you is because they say, here come another excuse. Every time you fail, you make an excuse. Every time it don't go the way it's supposed to, you blame somebody else. There's always another reason. There's always another reason. There's always another reason. At what point do you stop making those reasons, come on somebody, limit you? And you start saying, I'm without excuse. Because excuses, they are not real reasons. They're just ways of avoiding what we really don't want to do anyway. That excuse is just a reason for avoiding what we really don't want to do. They are lies.
Dressed up in sugar coat.
Dressed up in sugar coating. They taste real sweet, but it ain't nothing but a lie.
That's it.
It's just a lie you're telling yourself. Benjamin Franklin said this: he that is good at making excuses is seldom good for anything else. Benjamin Franklin said if you're good at making excuses, you ain't gonna be good doing nothing else. Because all you're gonna do is make excuses. That's what you gotta do. You gotta tell yourself Philippians 4:13. I can do all things.
All right.
See, we quote that, but we don't mean it.
Come on.
We don't mean it. I mean it though. I mean, I really, you know what I tell you? I mean it. Now, people call it cocky, or whatever they want to call it about me. But I don't, here we come on. You're looking at a crazy pastor. I do believe it. I believe I can do all things. When I, listen, if I see Brother DeMar do it, I ain't never did it before. I watch it. And I say this, I can do it. I never tell myself I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. I can watch it. I bet I can do that right there. I tell myself I can do that. I can do all things. That's why every time I've been successful doing things, it's been stuff I ain't never did before. The beginning of this year, in December of last year, my boss called me in and we talked about doing this. I told y'all about this CMMI certification project that we're doing for the company. I didn't know what CMMI stood for. I ain't never heard of the term in my entire life. What in the world is CMMI? He said, well, we're going to go to meet you and another person. We're going to go to a class for 3 days just to kind of get familiar with it. So we flew up and we went to this class for 3 days. I left that class dumber than I was when I went. Man, I don't even know what they're talking about. Up in here, this stuff is, geez, man, it's crazy stuff. Okay, bro. He came back, he said, okay, this, and this, and this. And next thing you know, he says this. He said, Elvin, you're going to be in charge of taking the company through this process of giving us this certification by the end of the year. I don't even know what this is. I ain't never did it before. You know, I don't know half the people on the team. What we're supposed to do. You know what I did? I went back to my hotel room. I opened that book up that night. Got up the next day, called a meeting, said, let's come into the conference room. This is how we're gonna do this. You in charge of this, you in charge of this, you in charge of this. This is how often we're gonna meet. This is what we're gonna do to make this thing happen. Why? Because I never tell myself I can't. I always tell myself I can. Why? Because God's word told me I can. It didn't limit that. There ain't nothing on there to say I can do all Christian things. I can do all spiritual things. I can, that ain't nothing, that don't say that. Is that what that don't say that?
All things.
That scripture said I can do all things. Through what? Christ. I ain't gonna be able to do it by myself, but through Christ, I can do everything because my God is not limited. Come on, somebody up in here.
Amen.
My God has no limitation. And if God has no limitation and he's in me, I can do all things through him.
Hallelujah.
You just got to tell yourself you can. Now, my children got tired of hearing this over the years. Because as they grew up, you know what I used to tell them? Yes, you can. You can do all things. But Dad, I just don't, yeah, you can do it. I ain't gonna have no excuses. Get on out there and get it done. Figure out how you gonna do it. Figure it out. If you try hard enough, you can do it.
That's right.
That's right.
Come on, somebody. Oh, I pushed them. I pushed them to the limits. I pushed them when they didn't want to be pushed. I pushed them to tears was in their eyes sometimes. They would cry and, oh, I can't do it. You can do it. Get on back up to this table. Figure it out. I'm not going to give you an ability to make an excuse.
That's right.
Then they said this about, they started saying this about one of my child, telling me, well, they may have a learning problem. They may not be able to read, they may not be able to learn. That's what they try to tell me about my child. You understand? You know what I told them? Sister? That's a lot. They gonna learn this.
Right.
I don't care what disability they got. They will learn.
That's
They
right.
ain't got no choice in this house.
Right, Bishop.
What we gonna do? We gonna read every night.
That's it.
If they struggling with reading, no problem. We finna read out loud. I bought more books and I bought hard books. And I made it. We sat down as a family. I read, their mama read, we read to them, we made them read to us. How often? Every night. Every night we got some reading to do. What we gonna do? Shut the TVs off? We don't watch TV during the week.
Yep.
Not me, not you, nobody. We don't watch TV. What we gonna do? We do schoolwork. When we come home from school, they sit at that table and wait on me. I come home from work, I'm tired. You know what I used to do? I come home from work, I get to that table. I go to the back, take my BDU top off. I come back in there, I get to the table. I sat down at that table and I went through each one of my children's homework with them. Okay, let's see yours. When it was right, I said, okay, pack it up, put it in your book bag. I went to the next one. If it was messy, I said, here, give it to me. I balled it up, I threw it in the garbage. And I said, let's start all over again. I said, because I know the teacher can't read it if I can't. Oh, you can do it. Oh, every night. This wasn't no, see, I'm talking
So
about
many of my
consistency.
papers got to it.
See, this wasn't no every once in a while. This was every night. Every night I sat with them. I don't care how tired I was. I don't care how bad my day was. At the end of the day, my job as a father was to sit at that table with my children and make sure that they were ready for the next day at school. When they finished their homework, I would then send them back there, let them take their little showers. They take their little bath, take their little showers. I would then tell them to stand by their doors until I come and inspect their rooms. Let's see,
Army style.
I'm just telling you what they did.
Bad boy.
Now I come by there and inspect their room because I'm not gonna have a messy house.
That's right,
I ain't gonna have
Bishop.
my children living in like a pig pen and I start getting little critters that I don't want in my house. I ain't gonna have that. So I would walk in there and they stand at that door until I walked in there. I walk into the room, I look at everything, make sure everything is lined up where it's supposed to be. When it was, I said, okay, you're good to go. I go to the next one. I do the same thing. Once everybody's room was good, I said, let's go eat dinner. We go in the kitchen, we eat dinner as a family. We sit at the table. Let's talk about our day. Let's talk about how things go. Let's talk about your friends. Let's talk about what's going on. Every night we did this. Every night. Do I think they wanted to do that all the time?
No, I ain't want to.
Did I ask them?
No,
No, they ain't got no choice.
no choice.
I ain't never asked them. And it wasn't never those days where you just, sometimes, and God knows, I would come home at 10 o'clock at night after having been gone since 3 o'clock in the morning. You say, well, their mama probably went on 11 go to bed. No, we was together. Their mama be done fed them, let them got their little baths. And when I got there, you know where they were sitting at? That table. Sometimes they be, but wake up. Wake up, we finna get this work done. And when I knew they were doing what they supposed to do, when the teachers wasn't doing what they supposed to do, I didn't have a problem going to the school.
Right,
Oh, I was there. Oh, I was there. I was on the teachers. Oh, I was on them because I knew I was doing my job.
right.
See, when you ain't doing yours, you can't get upset then.
That's right.
Y'all ain't talking to me up in here.
That's right.
I knew I was doing my job. So when they started doing some crazy stuff and stuff wasn't going right, I went right over to the school.
That's right.
Oh, I got on them one time so good, daughter. I got on them so good one time. Just like I started tonight. I was talking and they were trying to wow me though, daughter. See what I'm saying? They trying to put it on me. Oh, I thought I was some dummy. I started hitting them with some stuff after a few minutes. You know what the teacher said? You know what the teacher said? Tell me, baby. can you come and give training to the staff? I said, what? They said, do you do training for people? I said, I certainly do. They said, would you be willing to come to one of our teacher days, development days, and give training to our staff and help our staff to understand? I said, I'll be glad to do so. And so for a couple of times, I went right over there to their staff development and I trained their teachers. And I told that teacher, I said, listen, you stereotyping children. And what you're doing is putting all children in the same box. And you're not going to put my child in a box and label my child.
That's right.
That's just not going to happen.
That's right.
She said, well, I wasn't trying to do that. I said, your wording was trying to do that.
That's
and
right.
I explained to her how her conversation, come on, somebody up in here, was inappropriate. And at the end of the day, you know, she said, thank you.
Got to listen to the words.
You welcome. She said, you know what, you're right. I know I'm right. This is what I do for a living. I teach this for a living. You think I'm going to let you do my child like that? But this is what I do for a living. No, the devil is a liar. See? But I didn't let them make excuses. And when my child was wrong, and the teacher said this, and I said, I told the teacher right then and there, you don't have to worry about this. I can promise you this. That'll be the last time we have this conversation. Now I look over at my child, and I ain't never let them not be there. If I'm talking to the teacher, you're going to sit right there.
That's right.
And you better not look off at the mouth. I didn't do it. I didn't do that. Who told you to open your mouth when grown folk talk? See, y'all don't like me right now.
That's
I'm
it.
gonna tell you what. I told Brian, who told you to open your mouth when grown folks, if I wanted you to say something, I'd have told you. And I look at the teacher, I tell him, I'll take care of that too when I get home. And when I took him home, I took care of it like I said I was going to take care of it. And I told him I'm going to let it happen again. And you know what? It didn't happen again. I'm talking about when you stop making excuses and you take excuses away from your children, you take excuses away from yourself. Do you understand what I'm telling you? If you want to be successful, you got to stop making excuses. I got to go. I got to go. I got to go. So here's my advice. Here's my advice. Here's my advice. Here's my advice. I don't get the word. Here's my advice.
Quit making
Quit
excuses.
making excuses.
Stop putting things off.
Stop putting things off.
Quit complaining.
Quit
Whining
complaining.
about it.
Quit whining about it.
Crying
Quit crying
about
about it. Quit believing you can't do it.
it.
Quit waiting until you're older or until things get better. Quit waiting until you're skinnier. Quit waiting until you're richer. Quit waiting until you get better. Suck it up.
Hold tight.
Hold on tight.
Say a
Say
prayer.
a prayer.
Make
Make
a
a
plan.
plan. Get
Get
up
up
and
and
just
just
do
do
it.
it.
Sweet one.
It ain't like
Don't punch me.
That's what you need to do. That's what you need to do.
Big boy.
Stop making excuses. If you want to be all that God has called you to be, stop coming up with so-called reasons why you can't do what God has asked you to do. Stop telling him it's too hard, what if, or I'm not qualified. If you want to be used of God, stop the excuses, get up and just do it. You find yourself a way.
That's right.
I like Nike. Just do it.
I don't wear Nikes.
That's some honesty, that bitch.
Straight J.
That's some honesty. Oh, I know you didn't just ask for it.
Straight J's when I get older. I look like a
It's
pit bull.
computer time.
That's what you do.
That's right.
That's what you do. If you want to be successful,
That's right.
that's what you got to do. If you fail to do that right there, then we're going to have counseling all the time about why you're not successful, why you failed again, why things are not working out for you. We're going to have multiple counseling sessions. When the reality is, you make too many excuses. And if you're honest with yourself, you ain't got to talk to nobody else about this.
That's right.
No,
100% right now. It's hard.
This ain't no, you know what I'm saying? You got to have this conversation with yourself. You got to be honest with yourself and say, you know what? I really have been making excuses. And I really need to do better. I just get up and do this. And then but that, you know, it really wasn't an excuse, it was a reason. It wasn't nothing but a good excuse. Get yourself up and do it. Take action. Take some action. If you want change, change is not just going to show up in your lap. You got to make a change. Huh? Even Michael Jackson told you that. Huh? Make that change. Is that what he said? Huh?
Man in the mirror.
I want the world to be better. You be better. If you want the world to be better, be better. I want the world to be better, so I got to do my part. Now, make no mistake about what I'm telling you tonight. I'm not telling you I'm perfect. And I'm not telling you I get it right all the time. But when I don't get it right, I don't allow myself to make that excuse and say, well, the reason I didn't get it right. No, I look myself in the mirror and I'm honest with myself. And I say, you know you didn't get it right. You know it. You messed up that time, buddy. And I jacked myself back up. So now you get yourself back up. You get it together. When I say something to my wife and it comes out the wrong way, and I know it hurt her feelings, I don't say, well, I was right about what I said. No, I don't do that. I jet myself back in line and I say, but it's my wife. And I never want to see her hurt. And if my words just hurt her, they couldn't be right. Okay, how right I thought I was. If I'm hurting the woman that I tell you, I say I love, I'm not right. No matter how I say it. See, I'm for real about this. This ain't no stuff I just teach. I live this. My wife lives it with me. My children, you can't pay my children to call me with an excuse. They don't call me asking about no money for bills. Don't call me with that. I was so proud the other night. So proud of the night, my daughter, my oldest daughter called me, she called me. They call me a couple times a week. I be waiting on it too.
I'll be waiting on it.
They know I do. I'm gonna tell you, I'm something, man. If I don't get that call, I have to tell you. Ain't you happy? They call me a couple times a week. They call me. I be sitting there because on a certain night they call me 2 nights a week. I sit there waiting on talk to my youngest one. Told her I'd call her later on that night after I talked to her. My older daughter called me, so we sit on FaceTime and we do what we do that night. She talking about school, her class, and how she ate things. Then she started saying, she said, yeah. She said, yeah. And she said, my credit score is up 100 points. And I've been doing this, and I've been doing this. And she said, oh yeah, Dad. Yeah, it took a little while, but I'm getting it. I'm working it. She said, I ain't want to say nothing, but I'm getting it together. I said, what? And her mama was just patting on the back, and I was sitting there not saying anything, because I'm thinking to myself, if I say anything right now, I might cry. I've been not saying a thing right here. I'm so proud of this child. She was telling me how she was getting it, and she was working that thing, and she was making stuff happen. And I was just like, yeah. She'd call and say, but Dad, I need you to give me this. I need you to do this for me. She said, what you already told me, I'm doing it. Consistency. In anything you do, there must be consistency. You got to discipline yourself to be consistent. If you're going to be good in the things of God, you got to be consistent in the Word of God. You got to set time aside intentionally to read your Bible. You got to be intentional about praying. If you're married, and you can, if your spouse will, if you got children, have some time that you pray with them. And be intentional. And be consistent. My mother raised me and my brother when we were young as a single mother. But the one thing my mother used to do is she'd get us down beside that bed together. She'd get on her knees with me and my brother and hold us on one side, and we pray. And we did that every night. I can't remember a night not doing it. And her consistency with that taught me to pray. So now I never go to bed without getting on my knees. Now some people say, well, you ain't got to get on your knees. I ain't got time to argue that tonight. Every night I get on my knees. I got arthritis and everything else. My bones creep, I'm hurting. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm crackling like snap, crack, pop. You know, but I get down on my knees beside that bed every night. If I'm going away, I'm at a hotel, I get on my knees beside that bed. I don't get in any bed before I get on my knees every night. And I pray. And I ask my wife, if I see her, my wife come over there because she's a praying woman. She come over there and she drop down on the other side of that bed and start praying. Most nights I won't bother. I just stretch my hand out and I just touch her hand. While she praying, I'm praying. And then other times I say, let's pray together. You understand? You got to be consistent with things to be successful. You got to get some discipline. Put your hands together and give God praise.